So, definitely want to come back in and, finish off with something that I felt was a strong lesson for me that I can definitely, relate to in the past or here soon. But you really have to accept at first, the pointing and looking at yourself and getting to know thyself and why do you do certain things and understanding your zodiac sign and understanding thyself. You have to understand thyself by getting, jabs. You have to understand thyself by told that you, I don't have to tell you out loud, you're right on these times because naturally my essence and my aura just says that. But I am going to tell you where I see you're off balance or off center. And I'm not going to point it out exactly. I'm not going to tell you how to fix it. I'm not going to beat you up and tell you what you're missing out because of it. But I will be the one to point it out just because I would want the same mutual respect. Just to see that a soul recognizes another soul. And that's when you get, the gift of real soul counsel or real soul constructive communications. There's no criticism. You can't criticize for somebody to be thrown off balance. You can just, one day act like, what's it? Reply. Say you just got a really nice phone and you're putting that with your, solar plexus, you're powerful and you're able to make moves. So now you have this really nice, expensive phone. You end up breaking it the first day. Well, yeah, it's your fault. Yeah, you should feel shitty and learn from it. But when do you get to the point that thyself has learned, thyself has understood and communicated and taken the time to really look inside thyself and accept thyself and get to know me without looking at anybody else around me and understand what they were going through? Just took this to understand thyself and me. Why I react to some people certain ways and then in a flash I could act a certain way and then I regroup and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes that's just a lot of people only give you that flash second. A lot of people will judge you and know you for maybe a month or maybe know you for a few years and you show a face one time and they're automatic. You have some sneakiness towards you. Listen, I take people as they present to me. I take people where they are in their life, what they believe, how they experience it, how they manifest it, how they live it out every day. I take that and I tell them, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And you are living your truth. And keep doing you. Keep believing in yourself. But also be able to turn on look on yourself when a situation is presented in front of you and you didn't get a result that you maybe wanted or that you could have had fully your way. So am I going to go out of my balance or out of my little bit to the left and make human decisions and, decisions that I know manifestation and I understand it. But how can one little thing really turn into this huge? It can. It does and it can. That's world according to TT, but I'm telling you, just the littlest things, littlest hiccups. Your soul is tired of hiccups. Listen, going in for gold, not going out for hiccups. And then gonna finish out the race really good. No, we're going for the goal. We're going for the overall race. The human race, the conscious race, the astral race, the soul race, the universal race. Universal race is love. Universal race is acceptance and compromise, and compassion, and empathy. So those are pretty simple universal laws and, universal things that just happen. You get blessed with it. You get over blessed in it. And I don't say that lightly, because I appreciate all the blessings that are given to me every day. But I know there's times that I could appreciate more. As a human being who I am right now, I could always do more. But I only look at who I am right this second as time is and what I could be representing right now. Because thinking about something that happened a day or two ago, yeah, you're doing your natural healing and you're just coming to grips with it. Like, it's only been a day or two. But imagine how much you can get accomplished in those 2 days if you just instantly go into understanding mode. Instantly. Loving mode and understanding mode. Because I walk with myself a lot. And, we have our own little, personal bond and personal understanding of each other. But I also know where I hold the idealisms and philosophy and science and history and English and the way people talk, the way people address themselves, speech, composition, stories, I appreciate all that. But in order to really grasp and learn and understand for every blessing that comes around the corner, I had to walk with myself a lot, a couple times. And just really accept that maybe I manifested something so long ago that I'm naturally going to come into my aura and I can just deflect it like nothing. Because my personal energy or my personal just, presence being, some people call it stubbornness, some people call it, oomph. That's just, you. You can call it whatever you want. It's an aura. It can always be expanded by you expanding yourself for others without overburdening yourself with others. Understand that others will see you when they are ready to see you. And then you can really give, your love rather than your worry. Or there's so much good in the world, so much progression, but this is happening, that. I understand times are not perfect, and they will never be perfect. But I'll tell you one thing, the planets are aligned really well right now. Really well. I don't know if anybody out there that's listening to this looks a lot into, current planets and where they've been stationed, but I'm a Sagittarius, so I resonated with Saturn being in Sagittarius since 2014. I had my own a lot of things that happened in 2014. Own transitional period before I got to know the planets and the beautiful knowing of accepting that anything can happen. So if I accept that that's going to happen, it's going to happen. If not, then it's not. It's not. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Trying to pull it together before I just stop the whole thing completely. But you have to find that healthy balance and that strong support system. And that's where a lot of, they call them awakened sleepwalkers or enlightened, hard workers, people who understand to a very high extent, but you have to get things done. And I understand that. I understand all of that. But where can you connect with somebody else that's the complete opposite? Just because of who you are. Be the natural, flowing energy that can mediate between two without you even having to be there. Believe in yourself. If you take that time and you look at yourself really hard, you stare in the face and you're like, I'm going to change you. I'm not even going to change you. I'm going to lose everything about you. I'm going to gain the good back. And then you're like, I don't even know if I'm going to gain all that good back. I'm just going to change and hopefully everything. And then you do. And you and I ourselves just get to know one another. Embrace it. Love it. Respect it. Listen to it. Start bringing in the energies that it's meant for now that it's built up. It's communication skills or listening skills or philosophy, idealism or socialism, aspects of life, all that. All of it can be fixed if you just fix yourself. Simple key. Can't tell you the time. Can't tell you timeline. I'm not the planner. I'm just the believer and the doer. Because I believe so much in what I just know I should do for, like me. That's where spirituality merges. Just your regular day life. You interact with people at work that you did not choose to be around. You're still being spiritual. You're not planting those seeds. You're not speaking on how to, thinking plain. You're not anywhere near that, but guess what? Just the way you respected that person, that you gave them the thought that maybe they could connect with you on that level, but you know that this isn't the atmosphere and this isn't the time, and you can just pick up on that. That's respecting and living your spirituality like that. Not forcing your knowing thoughts and idealisms. That's spirituality all day, every day. You can easily just do that. Not forcing it. You can have anyone you want, any belief, as long as you don't force it on anyone. Not your best friend, not your mom, not your child, not your grandparents that took care of you since a kid and had an open mind. You just gotta preach it because you believe it. And that's why I respect the people that preach it and they know it and they believe it. But sometimes it's that higher power just telling you and it's not all pieced together and you just speak it. I appreciate that. Because I may have a piece that I was missing. Or you may have a piece that I was missing. And then we can just take away from those little moments. You can leave a whole conversation with an different outlook on somebody. Then if you approach it whatever, says one stupid thing, and you connect on a few things and let chuckle, but overall, he's an idiot. Okay, so you just seen him for that one side, and you didn't give a person the benefit of doubt to be themselves. Whereas you're speaking to somebody, you're having a good time laughing, giving them the benefit of doubt. They say something that slips up, but they're not on the same, alignment at all with what you're talking about, but you can just respect them. And then you leave that conversation that's, either indifferent or just you're not thinking judgments. You're not thinking, wow, that person's really off. Wow, I'm really glad that I'm so spiritually awakened. Your subconscious does that for you. Don't worry, that's going to be done. The subconscious ego is the one. But it has to be formed. It has to be believing in itself. You have to believe in yourself so then you know how to believe in others and believe somewhat, but believe nothing. It's very, very paradoxical because it's yours. You can make it however you want. But it's pretty lonely when you can't share it with somebody. My guy.